Well, the story of the Chagos Islands has been known for a very long time. I first heard of it briefly during the Falklands, when it was pointed out to me that Britain had sent a fleet to go and save 2,000 Falkland Islanders at the other end of the world, whilst 2,000 British citizens in islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean had been expelled by British governments. And the only difference was that one lot were white and the others were black. That was the distinction. The other difference was that the United States wanted the Chagos Islands, and especially Diego Garcia, as a major base. So nothing was said. And that tells us a lot. It tells us something about the ruthlessness of governments, especially imperial governments, and it tells us about the part that the media play in this. Because I remember at the time, shortly after the islanders were expelled, I remember reading about it, that a group of defence correspondents were flown to Diego Garcia to inspect the beginning of this new American facility, and not one of them raised the question, certainly not in print, of where the population was. They'd all been expelled under the most brutal circumstances. I suppose I became aware of the extraordinary evidence of this, the official evidence of this, when files were opened by the lawyers who were then representing the Chagos Islanders in their struggle through the British courts, discovered this treasure trove of official files out at Kew. And there was the whole conspiracy. It's quite interesting. Those who talk about conspiracy theories might like to look at this, because it's a complete conspiracy of how do we get rid of these people from the island so that we can give their homeland to the Americans for a base. And they discuss it in the files, how to lie. One file is described as maintaining the fiction. It's written by the Foreign Office chief lawyer at the time, who was later given an honour by the Queen, which is standard for that sort of behaviour. So it was all there, and that the suffering of the people was almost self-evident, but the reason for it was really cracked this open.
The High Court's ruled that the islanders should be allowed to return.
Yes.
Do you think that's likely to happen?
Well, now the islanders, I mean, it's an extraordinarily epic struggle. These are people who'd lived on islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean, were then shipped to the slums of Mauritius. Over 20 years, they fought all the way to the High Court. They got a High Court judgment in their favour in 2000, in which the judge invoked the Magna Carta and saying that you just can't throw British citizens out of Britain, basically. He didn't put it that way, but that's what he was in effect saying. And again, this year, on May the 11th, two judges described the actions of British governments as outrageous, repugnant, and illegal. So it is unequivocal. It's wrong, and under the statutes of the International Criminal Court, it's a major crime. You can't do that. Now, what the Blair government has done to try and undercut the High Court is invoke the royal prerogative, something called Order in Council, where the Privy Councillors stand around the Queen and they read out apparently innocuous requests from the government, such as new school inspectors for Scotland or something like that. But they tucked away was the the permanent expulsion of the Chagos Islanders. Well, now the judges have turned that over. It's hard to think that the government can go on getting away with this, but we mustn't hold our breath, and the islanders are certainly not going to give up. They're not home yet.